Hi, my name's Abby Bliss White with Bliss Holistic Health, and I am so excited to welcome you back to Sundays Well Spent. Today we are going to make a super easy dessert that is very impressive, but it's actually pretty healthy or semi-healthy. So this is a gluten-free Clafloutis, and I just wanted you to have this recipe in your back pocket because I often make this for dinner parties, and it is so easy because it is so simple, and you can basically customize it with what you have on hand. And I just wanted to share that with you. I learned this recipe when I took a cooking class at Sur La Table eons ago and I have made them ever since. And I just think it's funny because everybody thinks ooh ah about it, and it's so easy. So I want to share that with you. Okay, so what I have is a pie dish here that I have greased with coconut oil, and then I did sprinkle it with a little bit of coconut palm sugar. I don't have to do that. And the next thing we're going to do is I have about 2 cups of frozen cherries. So this is the beauty of this. The other night, it was funny because my kids did not even want pumpkin pie, and they wanted some sort of special dessert, and I whipped up a blueberry Clafloutis, and so this one I'm going to do with cherries. But basically any frozen fruit that you have, fresh fruit works wonderfully. But I just wanted to show you that you can basically customize this to whatever seasonal fruit is going on. I think plums would be lovely. I've done plums before. I've done apples, blueberries several times because it just turns out beautifully. Cranberries are amazing. So I was thinking about for the upcoming holidays, Hanukkah and Christmas, that it would be beautiful to do some sort of cherry or cranberry Clafloutis. So I am just placing some of these frozen cherries right here in this dish, okay? And you can do, I did about, this looks like about 1.5 cups. You can do up to 2.5 cups of your frozen fruit or fresh fruit. Just want you to, you don't want to do too much fruit because you want to, the beauty of this dessert is that it's kind of almost like custardy. There's no crust, but it almost builds its own crust, so you want to have enough room for that to create. So you don't want to overdo the fruit. So I would say in the recipe it's going to say 2 cups of fruit, up to 2.5, and here I probably have 1.5, so it's a little bit less. That's the beauty. There's no right or wrong on this, so you're pretty much not going to ruin it. To that, that's just on the bottom. Just let me show you real quick. Some lovely, beautiful cherries. You got that. And then we're going to whip up the base, okay? So easy, you guys. I love this. So it is 1 cup of almond milk or non-dairy milk of your choice. You can also use regular milk. They suggest like 2% to whole milk if you're going to do that. I've always made mine with non-dairy milk, and it's always turned out fine. I am using 1/2 cup of gluten-free flour. So the gluten-free mix I have is like the Bob's Red Mill gluten-free flour here, and I'm just going to put that in. We are going to put 1/3 cup of coconut palm sugar. So it doesn't have a ton of sugar in it. It does have a little bit. This is dessert, but it's not going to kill anybody. We're going to add 3 eggs to this. Okay. Right into your blender, or you could use your food processor as well. You do kind of want to use either a food processor or a blender with this. For some reason, it really blends up that flour and the egg mixture, and you really, otherwise it's kind of clumpy and you really want it to be smooth. Okay, now we've got basically our base in there. I'm going to add in just a little pinch of sea salt. don't worry, I'm gonna have a recipe for you. You guys know by now I'm not huge on following the exact measurements on certain things. So then I'm gonna add a teaspoon of vanilla. And then to that, I'm gonna add just a teeny bit of almond extract. Now with almond extract, I don't know if you guys have ever had any experience with this, but it is extremely strong. And when with that, it can actually ruin some of your dishes. It can be overpowering. So I'm literally putting about 1/4 of a teaspoon in there. But if you go light on it, it can add a really yummy richness to your dessert without it being very heavy or anything, but it'll feel special. Okay, so we have got the base, everything we need here, and I am just gonna whip this up really quick, and then I'll show you what we're gonna do. Oops, I always forget this. We wanna preheat the oven to 325, and again, I will have the recipe in your packet. And we're gonna go ahead and give it a whirl. Here. Okay, here we go. Just whipped that up. Okay, so now what we do is we're going to pour the mixture that we blended right over the cherries. And I do it kind of carefully so that they don't rise to the top. As I said, it's going to create this really lovely custard. Well, it looks really pretty already. I'm going to just add the whole contents in here. Good. Okay, now to this. I am going to top it with some pretty almonds, okay? This is optional, but I think it makes it look a little prettier. Adds a little nutritional boost to it. So I'm just going to add some of these slivered almonds right on top, which will bake. These are just raw slivered almonds. I just think it turns out, makes it look extra pretty. And if you're doing this for a dinner party, this takes about 35 to 45 minutes to cook. So you could be eating dinner while this is cooking, and it is really cool because it kind of rises up almost like a souffle, and then it kind of flattens down, and then it becomes this really lovely dessert. So I'm going to show you that when we come back. But here we go. I'm going to pop this guy in the oven. Super simple dessert. And we'll take that. Okay, I will be back to show you what it looks like. But as you can see, this is super simple, and you can customize it with any fruit that you like, and we'll come and see what it looks like in just a few. Thank you. And here is the beautiful dessert. It turns out so pretty. So you can see it's kind of risen right now, and then in a few minutes it's going to kind of depress here. You can serve it with a little powdered sugar if you want. I generally just leave it like that, maybe a sprinkle, a few more almonds on top. But here is your super easy dessert that is just great to have on hand, especially during this holiday season. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next week. Thank you.
Don't think I've been this nervous with the cold